around USI campus, you notice that there's a limited amount of food choices in general, but also specifically that there is a limited amount of food choices in healthy produce here. And we took a survey of about 50 students, and they replied back. 90% of the students, 95% of the students feel that there should be more healthy options available on campus, and then 90% of the students said that they feel fatigued after eating the campus food, leaving them feeling unmotivated and unproductive, which is not what we want our students to feel like at school. So also, let's take a look at this on a large scale, Evansville in general. 85% of Evansville's food is imported, which means they're not as fresh as it should be. There's a lot of preservatives in these food, and we're consuming them, which is not really healthy. And then 40% of Evansville has been designated a food desert, which is an urban area which has difficulty obtaining fresh, high quality, and affordable produce. So clearly the problem is that there's a lack of access to healthy, affordable, and fresh produce in our community. Our solution will be USI Campus Garden, and Brooke will be telling you about the benefits of having such a garden.
Okay, so like Susan just said, our solution is to develop a campus garden here at USI. Our garden will provide produce for students to buy affordable fresh food, and they can use their meal plans to do so. 93% of students and faculty say that they would buy produce from our garden. So in turn, this would decrease the percentage of food insecurity over time. Our garden would also educate students, faculty, and locals, first by developing classes here on campus that would pertain to the different aspects of the growing process. For example, classes about how the produce is being grown, the financials behind beginning and maintaining the garden, and an aquaponics system. If we were to do that, we can educate students on that as well. And secondly, it would promote healthy living and sustainability. And our garden would also present additional possibilities. 98% of students would buy healthier food if it was readily available. So by developing this healthier alternative food source, it would generate happier and more productive students in the long run. So Zach will now move on to our value added.
So with the implementation of our garden, this would incorporate composting and reduce overall food waste, and a few food waste items that people think have no remaining value after they get done with them are banana peels, coffee grounds, and eggshells, as these can be used as fertilizer for our garden. They would also provide a healthy alternative to the food options that we already have on campus today, and it could also be used as a teaching aid for professors, especially in the biology department, as they could come to our garden and kind of use it as like a lab and educate students on the science behind plants. If you look at it from an economic standpoint, our professors actually here in the business building could use it. They could analyze the financial costs of the day-to-day operations it would take for our garden. Like Susan previously mentioned, 85% of our produce here in Evansville is imported, and Evansville it's known as a food desert. So with the implementation of our garden, we hope that we could kind of bring awareness to this food desert, and in hopes to kind of remove that label that Evansville is a food desert. And to tie this all together, we believe that the implementation of our garden, the value that it holds, it's substantial, and just in the ways that how it could benefit so many different groups in so many different ways. Now I'm going to hand it over to Noah.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the business model canvas here, and I'm going to run through it and then discuss the value in our business model. Our key partners here are gardeners. The SWIMGA is the Southwest Indiana Master Gardeners Association. They already currently help with the garden at Mesker Zoo. And different colleges, we want this to become a benchmark for other colleges to get involved and do the same thing we're trying to do here at USI. And farmers markets, there's a lot of them. There's one down on the bazaar on Franklin Street that happens a lot, that a lot of people are involved in and want to help with this issue as well. And the American Heart Association as well, they have grants as long as the USDA as well, the United States Department of Agriculture. They actually offer over $7 million a year for what they call farm to school. And these grants are $50,000 to $100,000 grants to get projects like ours up and running. And our key activities here would be managing, gardening, and educating, like Zach and them said, educating students about gardening. And aquaponics is also listed on there down the road. That could be another source to amp up our garden. Our key resources would be HR, employees and volunteers on campus, and the land here on campus as well. And customer relationships would be included with feedback, different events that promote the garden and tell people what's going on here at USI. And along with that would also be different recipes and stuff that encourages people to use healthy produce to make good meals for their families. And the channels we would direct this through would be a website, an organization, different workshops, like I know other schools who we've researched, they have a workshop once a month that people attend and learn more about the garden. And same with involvement fairs. And customer segments here would be schools, obviously. Our main one here would be USI, but like I said, we want to create a benchmark for other schools to do this as well. And the students, the locals, and different grocery stores like around town and Sodexo as well. So our value proposition here is that this will create fresh and affordable produce options that, like they were saying earlier, are not readily available here in the tri-state. And this will also promote sustainability with the composting. And the main thing here is it builds stronger relationships within our community. And so really the value in our business model here is not only our students and businesses in the community getting to engage with USI, but they're also the customers and the people that want to see this come through and make a change here in Evansville with the food insecurity. So the cost structure here would be development and management of the garden, and the gardening tools and the aquaponic systems and the polycarbonate greenhouses. And our revenue streams would be later on down the road, membership fees for fresh produce that would get a certain amount of the yield we produce, and campus meal plans, donations, grants, and land rental for people who would want to rent a plot of land and grow their own produce here at USI, and also workshop and cooking classes. So DeeAnna is going to tell us a little bit more about the cost and benefit.
Yeah, so this is our cost-benefit analysis, and some of our 6 to 12 month startup costs would be our greenhouse, our heating, our lighting, and those would be like first-time costs, and then our plotting soil and our seeds for it. And we have heating and lighting space for produce year-round for students and faculty. And then some of our benefits would be the revenue that we're bringing in from tomatoes, carrots, potatoes, onions, and lettuce. And this is just the minimum too within the first year. So we have a lot of things that we want to like incorporate and bring in the upcoming years. But I know it's kind of intimidating to look at the total cost and then the minimum revenue. But eventually it'll pay itself off. And then so in conclusion, a USI campus garden will just be able to provide affordable, healthy, fresh produce for students and faculty and staff, while like building relationships between people and for educational purposes for students. So, thank you guys.
Oh my God.